It's like a magic trick. You know, like, guess what I have? A surprise. And you just bend over and then it pops out.
What are you on about?
Having a baby, it's like a magic trick.
You're strange. Shh, don't tell Mum.
Hello
and welcome to Shh, Don't Tell Mum. My name's Barney.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is the #1 parenting podcast in the world.
Don't Google that, please.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely don't Google that fact, because this is season 2 and episode 2 of season 2 being episode 22.
22, baby. Lucky number, 22.
Holy guacamole. How you doing, mate? You good?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. This is a very special episode.
It is, because we have somebody very important coming on today. And we actually thought of a new way of interviewing her because she's that special.
Exactly. It's not because we are limited on equipment like microphones and lighting and chairs. It is because we decided this new snazzy way of interviewing this lovely person. But before I continue on with introducing our guest, I believe we should kickstart things by saying, you gave me a face mask last night and completely threw me under the bus. Jamie, in her tired state, was like, I got a face mask. Do you want to do it? And I was like,
he thought it was one of those skin masks. You know, the ones where you take it out of the packet, you fold it up,
exactly.
put it on your face.
I thought that's what a face mask is. I thought a face mask is one that you get out and it's the thing that looks, you know, very American Psycho-esque, and you just put it on your face. After 15 minutes, take it off. Kushti. Great.
Yeah, he did. It's one of the cream ones which you put on and then you leave for 15 minutes and then wash off. Well, he put it on. What did I do? He put it on and woke up this morning and was like, we were at the train station, okay? And he went, Jamie, that face mask wasn't very good. Like, my face is really sticky. And I went, did you not take it off? This was 12 hours prior. He's still, at this point in time, has the face mask on him. It's one of the clear ones. But still, I'm like, oh, honey. Got to know how, like,
yeah, I kind of screwed the pooch with that one. Well, you handed me a tube that literally just looked like moisturizer. So I put it on and was like, oh, this is quite like thick stuff. I bet it's really expensive. Bet it's really good. And yeah, still wearing it right now.
What was the brand?
Facile.
Facile.
Shout out Facile. It's actually good stuff.
Really
I just
good stuff.
haven't taken. It's so good. I haven't taken off your face mask in 12 hours. It's that good.
He looks like a baby's bottom.
Yeah, it feels like it for sure. But yeah, without any kind of further ado, because I want you to jump on in with the guest. So I'm going to exit stage right first and foremost, so that our guest can come and take my seat, and then we'll do a little switcheroo halfway through the episode. Please welcome to the Don't Tell Mum podcast. It is the drama queen herself, the mother of Jamie Lisa to my right hand side. It is Christine Starkey. I'm gonna leave.
We're gonna get copyright striked here. Anyway, hello, Mum.
Oh. Hi.
How are ya?
I'm fine. I've got the Rokit. I'm okay.
She's the reason I parent the way I do, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason I came out the way I did.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, one thing I wanted to mention is I had a brilliant childhood, and quite funnily enough, I didn't have a lot of trauma in my life growing up, and that comes across in many ways, and sometimes it's been a setback. I remember seeing an agent back in the day with my music, and he was like, oh, you know what, because you haven't had any trauma in your life, that's what people want to know about. And I'm just like, are you serious? Just because I had a great upbringing, it's not going to help my job. What? That was mad, because you did bring me up as a very flexible mom. You're very free. You let me just do everything. I never had any addictions or anything like that, because I did feel so safe with you. So I just want to say thank you. And I feel like I've brought that into Rokit's life as well, even in the 18 months of me being a parent.
Thank you, honey.
You're going to cry, aren't you?
I'm not going to cry.
She was like, no, I might cry on this. Don't let me cry.
I'm not going to cry. Just don't bring up anything that's super painful.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the divorce in 2009.
Shut up.
And let's go back to the beginning. Like, what did you do when you were bringing me up as a job?
I met your father
in
the recording studio. I had a recording studio called Redwood Studios, and I started working for him. And then I started working for Power Plant Studios, where they recorded Sade's music, and I worked with a fabulous producer called Robin Miller. Then I left there and got a job working for Sky Channel, and I was based over in Amsterdam when satellite dish was about as big as this room. In those days, they didn't have, media the way we have it nowadays.
Was that when you were going to Holland?
Yeah, I lived in Holland, in Amsterdam on the Prinsengracht for 6 months. Yeah,
Wow.
that was a really good job. And then I came back and got pregnant.
Yeah. And then you said you actually had some issues with falling pregnant. You were forced to almost leave.
Yeah, I was. I loved my job. I was a sales executive. I used to sell advertising for Sky. And then we lived in Barnet, and the office was in central London near the BBC.
Yeah.
And then what they did is they relocated me to Heathrow. Like, how was I going to get from Barnet to Heathrow? So sort of it was kind of not nice to do that. But I had a baby, so I had a kind of like a disability.
Yeah, that's what they thought back in the... I mean, this was in the 80s. This was 88. Telling them my
I
age
remember.
now. So it kind of has changed, but also in other ways it hasn't changed. Like, I've lost a lot of work from becoming pregnant and having a baby. I still get that, do you have a baby? Do you even DJ now? Or can you do this gig? Or we didn't put you forward for that job because you have a baby. All these things come into it. And even then, I mean, we're trying to change it now, but I think it should be mentioned.
You know, the other thing is that if you want to have another one, what did you say to me the other day? If I have another baby, it might affect my career.
Oh, of course. Well, I feel like
now... So that's really sad.
Yeah, I'm getting back into the gist of making music again, being inspired again. You lose a lot of your... I feel like you lose a bit of yourself, your mind, when you get pregnant because of postpartum and all the emotions that come with being pregnant. And I am scared to fall pregnant straight away. Like, I kind of want to leave it another year before, but also I am getting older, so I'm worried that my uterus will be like, honey, you're too old now. So yeah, that's basically the situation.
Yeah, well, that's a situation, but between 20 and 40, these are your building years. So you have to build your career during that time.
Yeah.
Because if you don't build the foundation, by the time you hit 40, 42, 43, it's too late.
Yeah.
I think it is anyway. So, and in the meantime, you're supposed to have another baby.
So you made the move to come and live next door to me. How have you found that? Have you found it stressful? Have you loved every second? Do you regret it?
I don't regret the move at all. The move was the best thing we did because the house was too big and it was just hemorrhaging money and it was just too much for my husband and I. And then we moved next door. I don't mind moving next door. I'm not 100% happy about the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going from a period property to a modern property takes a bit of getting used to. I like the bills. The bills are very nice.
Yeah, well, that's the new build.
Cheaper.
That's at the end of the day. If you're going to buy a farmhouse, it's going to hemorrhage money with gas and electricity right now in this current climate that we're dealing with. Is there any advice that you would give women that are about to become grandmothers? Because I feel like you're always giving advice as like giving it to a mother to be, but as a grandmother, that is like, all of our labels change. That's what I found. I had a label that changed. You had a label that changed. We all got these new labels. So is there any advice that you could give to a new grandmother?
Yes. Keep your nose out of it. Don't get involved. Don't give any advice because everything that I knew when I had you, I didn't have, we used to put babies down on their tummies to go to sleep. We had quilts. We had pillows. They even gave us, after I had you, the nurses used to come in with a tray and a bottle of Guinness.
What?
To give us a bottle of Guinness because it was really good. That was only 30, how many years ago?
Wow.
A bottle of Guinness, so because of the iron in the Guinness. And that's how I got my liking for Guinness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Guinness blackcurrant. But yeah, so that was different.
So keep your nose out of it.
Keep your nose out of it. You know so much more than I ever did. And things are so different. And you researched everything. I didn't do any research. I got pregnant. I let it happen. And then I gave birth. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
How was your birth? Because one thing that I noticed that you did do was you were very vocal about your birth. And you were like, oh, honey, it's going to be exactly the same because we are mother and daughter. But we had completely different births. But I did do my research. I swam every day. I try to stay active. Did you stay active in your pregnancy? Do you think that might?
No, I don't do exercise, Jamie.
Yeah,
I don't do exercise. No, but you did all the research and you had that little balloon thing that you pop in and,
Squeeze
stretch
out.
everything out. And no. I couldn't get you out. And so it's forceps and snip.
and that's why my brain is like it is.
So no, it was good. Having you was the best thing that I ever did. I didn't know what to do with you, but because I didn't have any parental guidance, or my sister came over from Holland for 2 weeks to look after me.
And did you go back to work?
I couldn't. Once they moved me, I couldn't go back. So I used to work for your father for a little while.
Yeah.
And then you went to childcare. Mm-hmm. That's another story. Let's not bring that one up.
Oh, I think we should. No, you don't want to? Okay. We had bad childcare, basically, and this is why my child's at nursery now at this age and not at an au pair. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen.
She wasn't an au pair. She was a childminder.
Yeah. Really bad experience. Do you think our relationship has changed since I've had a baby?
Definitely. You're so much nicer.
Really?
You're so much nicer. You buy me things and stuff. She does. She really does. She buys me things, and you get freebies every now and again.
You got so many things from me before I had the baby. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the freebies, Jamie.
Okay. So it's not me actually physically buying things.
No, Jamie does physically buy me things. She bought me a car seat the other day. That was really nice.
Every time I go away, she's like, "Did you buy me anything nice?"
Well, all I asked for is a key ring, and she can never remember a key ring. Just get one at the airport. New York, LA, wherever you go, get me a key ring. It's not difficult.
It is nowadays. People don't even have keys now. You just swipe your phone and the door opens.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's the way of the world, Mum. Go step it up if you're going to be my grandmother.
Listen, I love being Rokit's grandmother. I really do. I love that child. I'd take a knife in the heart for him. So,
do you enjoy your Tuesdays, or do you wish it was?
I wish he'd
not
sleep
frequent?
Better, because he hasn't been sleeping that great lately.
He's in a sleep regression for sure.
Yeah. You have to tell me about that, because I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but that's very normal for a toddler. And do you have any advice to give new mothers? I know
new
you
mothers.
Said you wouldn't, yes, and new mothers that are coming through.
Yes, get your mother, if you get on with them, to move next door but one. because it's just great. I can just go over and see him whenever I want, and Jamie can come and see me whenever she wants.
One of the things that I've found with our relationship is even though we live next door to each other now, it's still so important to nurture. It's so important to nurture the relationship still. Just because you live next door doesn't mean I can just dump my child at yours and be like, okay, see ya, bye. I want to make sure that we still are vocal with each other. We'll have wines together. Like my friends will come over, my mum joins us and has a glass of wine with us. And it's still important. You were still my friend as well as my mother. And you were just, you know what? I'm so grateful to have you as mother. And if I had to choose again, I'd choose you all over. So thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Because
I had a baby. Apparently, I'm nicer now. She does say some odd things to me, I have to say.
Oh, God, Jamie. This is all about her fingernails, okay?
Hey,
her fingernails, she because I'm in the beauty industry, so I do lashes and her nails. I don't do nails anymore, but I'll do her nails. Look at her fingernails. I do her nails, and then she sends me pictures from Lake Como. Mom, look, it fell off. And you can clearly see that she's picked it off.
Didn't pick it off.
She picked it off.
Anyway,
honestly, Jamie,
I'm not doing stumps of fingernails, and if you were a real client, I'd fire
anymore.
You. I wouldn't get
I'm
you
not
anymore.
doing your nails anymore. You can go and get Mary Jane to do your nails.
I'm going to
do your lashes
because you're bullying me.
Yeah, no, shush. Yeah. Just go.
Right.
And
well, I love
go
you.
Get Barney.
I love you.
I love.
And remember, shh, don't tell Mum.
Yay!
Tag in. Wow, how low is this microphone? We've got our new sexy pillows here. How you doing? Low five. You good?
Yeah, I love you.
Here we go. The fun comes now.
Yeah, the fun comes now.
No, I think that we've kind of laid the foundation, chatting between you and Jamie about her childhood leading up to now. So let's talk about the pregnancy itself. When you heard that Jamie was pregnant, you were there when you found out the carnage that must have ensued. Okay, tell us about what you first initially thought, not what you said to Jamie. What do you think when she told you that she was pregnant?
I couldn't believe it. I was on the way home, and I said,
a mixture of emotions? Was it like a mixture of like excitement and terror?
I was absolutely thrilled. And then she said, Mom, Barney's away. She says, I can't tell him over the internet. I can't tell him. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't tell him. And in the end, my heart was pumping. And then she called Steve at work. And my husband was working for the Army. And she said, when you get home, you're going to have to go with me. I have to go to Boots and buy another one of those
pregnancy tests.
Tests that give you the exact weeks. Anyway, he walks in the door. Jamie grabs him. She walks out to go get the test. I don't know how many of those things we got, just to make sure. I think there were about 3.
The amount of money they must make of people just buying like 6 just to make sure.
I wanted to keep them, but she wouldn't let me keep them.
I mean, it's a stick that she's peed on.
Well, we were worried that you were going to say, I don't want it.
What? I was going to say that.
At the time, because it was a summer and Jamie, we were worried and stuff. And she said to me, she said, babies.
To be fair.
And she said, I don't care. She said, if he doesn't want, I'm keeping it anyway. Aren't we glad we did?
Nice to know my opinion matters. That is, I mean, okay. Well, we've established that, you know, Jamie liked to remind you earlier in this episode about 7 times that you're a grandmother, that we don't use that word around you.
No, we don't.
We call you Cece. Or Glamma, which is what I enjoyed, but you decided to change it.
No, I don't want to be called Glamma when I'm 80.
Glamma?
Come on, Glamma.
You are super glam though. So that it was an appropriate name, I got to say. But
let Rokit decide.
Well, speaking of Rokit, this is what I wanted to ask you is, how do you feel that the emotional feeling or like the feeling of love differs between you and your daughter and you and your grandson? What type of emotion is it? How, does it feel different, or do you feel like it's just exactly the same? I love Rokit as much as I love Jamie or whatever.
It's just a different kind of love. I love my daughter. I adore my daughter. I do anything for her, and she knows I do. But you know, we do have that bickery kind of relationship because when we were on our own together as she grew up, she was my companion, I was hers, blah, blah, blah. So we've got a very close, like sisterly kind of relationship.
Yeah, you do.
But, oh God, do we have some fights, don't we?
Yeah,
Jeez,
feisty.
We do. We really do. And then there's the baby. And I just have this connection with him. I don't know what it is. I think he was about 4 months and he looked into my eyes. He really looked into my eyes and he grabbed my heart. I swear to God. And there is this connection with him.
Yeah.
I would die for my daughter, but I'd lie down first for Rokit. And that's not being horrible, Jamie. That really isn't being horrible.
There's a funny like story that
I can only get one Rokit.
There's a funny story that a comedian talks about, and he says that he had a son, and when he had a baby boy, he felt this amazing connection with him, and he said, "You know what? Like, I would die for you. Like, it's an incredibly strong feeling." Yeah. And then he said he then had a daughter years later, and when he saw his daughter for the first time, he thought to himself, thought about when he first saw his son, and he thought, I would die for you. And then he looked at his daughter and he said, but I would kill for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like this odd like difference of emotional connection that you have either with a daughter or then a grandkid as well. I didn't know if the actual emotional connection between a grandkid is even stronger than a daughter.
It's a little bit different because when you have a child, you still have to do the laundry. You still have to cook the dinner. You still have to drive her to school. It's constant.
So you're just getting all the best bits.
I'm just getting the best bits when Rokit comes over in the morning and he comes up and he goes,
oh, such a favorite. I don't like Rokit anymore. That's it. Like he's just giving out all the good bits to them and we have the shit to clean up.
No, I do get that too.
I mean, so you work in the beauty industry, something that we've spoken about earlier as well. And
it's a hobby business now. Hobby business now.
Well, hobby business, it is. And you're bloody good at it, I have to say. Lashes in particular. Check it out. Gigi Jordan Lashes. Am I right in saying that?
It's okay. You don't have to promote.
No, I'm plugging away. Gigi Jordan Lashes. Check it out. But
after my sister.
Something that I've seen recently is, when do you start doing cosmetic or beauty treatments on children? This is the question. When was the first time you got Jamie's ears pierced? When was the first time she had her eyebrows shaped? Things like that. What age is okay? Because a woman recently got absolutely obliterated online because she filmed waxing her daughter's unibrow and her daughter was 3. That seems young, right?
That is really young.
Yeah.
But I read something the other day that a lot of girls now are going into puberty really, really young.
Really?
Like
is there a reason for that?
At the age of 6.
What?
Now, come on. If that is really happening, I haven't experienced that, but I know that Jamie had friends at school that developed earlier.
Sure, yeah.
You know, but I don't know anything about that. All I can say is,
but what age do you think that they should get? I mean, when did Jamie get her ears pierced?
When she was about 8.
Okay.
9, or something like that.
There's kids that are like 1 that have their ears pierced, aren't there? So.
Oh yeah.
I suppose. What would you say is acceptable?
Well, 8. 8. No, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on, your upbringing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like tattooing. God, I hate tattoos.
Do you?
But, yeah. Sorry.
Jamie's covered in them. What do you think? Every time she gets a new one.
Tattoo,
oh my God,
I was at
nuts.
the airport and she sent me a picture of her tattoo on her hand. And I cried.
Oh no.
Because she's soiled for life.
Soiled? You soiled yourself, Jamie.
You soiled yourself. I'm getting used to them now. We were talking about this on the train.
You were, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I feel like...
It's not that bad, but you can't rub them off, can you?
I feel like tattoos were definitely frowned upon or associated more with things like jail when you were younger, or either army or prison.
And you did them yourself, like LOVE.
Really? Damn.
Love and hate.
Oh my God, yeah.
Love and hate.
Horrendous. Now, I think that... we've spoken a lot, and you know that we have all spoken a lot over the past weeks, months, years about, the social media age that we're in right now and how it affects families and all this kind of stuff. So what's your kind of general outlook on the social media age? Because obviously myself and Jamie are quite knee deep in it right now with our TikTok and now the YouTube and podcast that we're kind of investing a bit more into, more time into and things like that. Are you finding it's just easier to accept now, the social media side, or do you still kind of lean away from it? Because I know you're fairly active on social media for...
Well, I need to do it for my
business. Someone who's not from the generation.
I have to do it. If I want to promote my business,
sure.
I have to do it. But with regards to social media and children, because I know this don't tell mom whatever, I don't think that little babies should be in front of a screen all day long. I'm not saying that they should have absolutely none of it, because they do. And even at school now, a lot of children are being taught through Zoom.
Using screens.
And using screens. So they're going to have to get used to it, and they are getting used to it. And I know Rokit is exposed a little bit, but you limit the time he's allowed on it.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you were in our generation, do you feel like you would have done social media, like you would have done YouTube and Instagram and all that
but
stuff?
It's your business. It's your business, and you make money out of it, right? And this is the world that you're in now, and it was just different in our day. We just didn't have it. So, I mean, I worked for recording studios. I worked for television. I worked in an agency. I worked in advertising. So all that was just different. And radio. I loved radio. Working in radio, that was really great.
We don't have Jamie right here, right now, so we can pitch about her. Okay, you ready?
Go on then.
Okay, I need 2 things from you. And the first thing, what's the worst thing she did as a child? I need did she have a party without you knowing? Or did she break anything?
If I go into that party, Bonnie, do you want me to go into the party?
Give me a brief summary for people obviously at home that don't know this, because they clearly don't.
Yeah, okay.
Brief summary.
I'll tell you.
She had a party without you knowing. New Year's Eve,
we were going away. She didn't want to go with us. She was going to go somewhere with one of her friends. And I said, okay, I'll leave you in the house. Left her in the house. We went away for 2 days. We had a lovely time down in Somerset with my friends Sally and John. And came back, and I walked in, and we were stuck in traffic, and I was dying for a wee. So I got in, and I went in. I sat down in the bathroom, and I looked down, and I thought, what is that wine ring on the floor? And I turned around, and we had a bucket sink, one of those round glass sinks. Oh, it was really nice. And I looked at it, and I thought, what is that vomit behind the sink?
No.
And I was still sitting on the pan, and I went, Jamie!
Just bubbling. Yeah, oh no.
Anyway, Andre was bringing the bags in, and I said, look at this. And he ran downstairs and oh my God, it just got worse. We found a condom had been flung out of the window and landed on the glass roof overlooking the synagogue. We found chocolate on the sheets, and I'm not even going to go into that one. We found
chocolate on the sheets. Are you sure?
Sheets. I'm not going into that one, Barney. And I found footprints on the wall next to my bed.
Jesus.
Marijuana sprinkled in the drawers. They decided to make some hash cakes.
So you collected it and you kept it?
No, she did. It would all sort of fallen into the drawers.
Oh no,
I had to empty all the
shavings.
drawers. Oh my God. Anyway, she had her mobile phone taken away and her iPad. And she was...
Not enough of a punishment in my mind.
And she was banned for 2 weeks.
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
For what? Banned from what? Just going out of the house?
No, she wasn't allowed to do anything because of that. Stuff was broken in my house. Cigarette burns on the sofa.
Dear.
It was just beyond it. And then I was furious, and Jamie said, "Oh, Mum, get over it." She goes, "One day you'll laugh about this." I can now.
Yeah, you can now, like 10 years later.
I'll never forget the condom. And Andre had to go up and fish it down.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, we railroaded Jamie. Now it's time to fess up, Christine. Okay. So
what's the worst thing
is your worst parenting fail? So from you, is this kind of like, have you ever lost Jamie? Has she ever fallen down the stairs while you've not been watching?
No.
I mean, while you think about it, honestly, Rokit has a little seat that we plonk him in for mealtime, like but it's got little legs. So sometimes I'll just put him on the floor and put the little legs up, and I'll sit him down.
Seat.
So I plonked him in the seat the other day, strapped him in, put the legs up, so he was just sat upright, so he could sit kind of like the way I'm sitting right now. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get you food. Walk back over to get the food. And then as I turn around, he's horizontal on the floor, like, because he had just leaned and just fallen to the side. So we're all culprits of it, No, it happens.
You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Jamie was 2. I had to go to Canada for my dad's 60th birthday. Work it out. Anyway, my dad's 60th birthday. So I fly to Canada for a week, and I leave her with my ex-husband, Andre, and my cousin, Denise. And in those days, if you had a bit of a cough, you had asthma. They used to give all these kids these plastic inhaler things.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, she got hold of it one night, and then I got this frantic call. She'd overdosed on it. And she was running around the house.
How can you overdose on an inhaler?
She just kept on like pressing the inhaler and huffing it. And Andre didn't
Glue
even know
sniffer?
about it. Yeah, she literally did that. Anyway, she was running around the house. She wouldn't sleep for hours and hours. And there was nothing I could do about it.
But that wasn't your fault, Chris. Come on,
but I left her.
Fault.
I left her, and I obviously
with her dad.
Yes, but I left the
fault.
medicine out for her to get. But never in a million years did I think she'd ever be able to work it out,
Turn into an
how to
addict.
use it, and she could inhale.
Jeez. Okay, Chris. But while on your watch, has anything happened? We need some spice. I need something. For
on my watch. Oh, she did go missing in a shopping mall one day.
I feel like every parent has done that. I feel like every parent has lost their kid in a supermarket.
You take your eyes off them for 2 seconds and then they're gone. And then one time no, it's not bad. It's not bad. I had a little Peugeot 205 and we were going shopping. I used to love going down to Brent Cross. Anyway, I put her in the car and I realized I forgot something. So I ran in the house and then there was a knock on the door. I put her in the car, closed the door. She managed to open the car door and get out of the car and walk to the end of the drive. And then somebody picked her up and brought her back to the house and knocked on the door to say, "Is this your child?"
Oh, that's such an embarrassing moment, right?
But maybe you should say things like, "What has she done to me?"
I know, but I know the amount that she's done to you.
Well,
we'll be here
Christian
all
Dior
day.
lipstick.
Oh, Christian Dior lipstick. Did you steal it and use it all?
No, she didn't.
Oh, you painted she painted the bathroom with it or something, right?
No. We were sitting down, my handbag was on the side. She picked it up, went into my makeup case, like unzip it, get it out, get the lipstick, take the lid off, turn it up, and then mush it into the carpet.
Oh, You bitch.
I've never forgiven you for that, Jamie. Never forgiven you.
Okay, well, honestly, we don't have huge amounts of time. And also, I've kind of, we live next to each other. So I know everything about you.
Can I go now, please?
You're allowed to leave. Not without me telling you 2 dad jokes. Okay, I want to tell you 2 dad jokes and you can tell me which one's better. So I wonder how you'll react to these ones. Okay, Christine, why is there no pregnant Barbie? Because Ken came in a different box.
Oh,
Moving on to...
There actually was a Barbie that was produced that had a little pregnant belly, do you know? No, you don't. You do not. You do not. She has 13 boxes of Barbies.
You have 13 cases of Barbies, basically.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of anybody out there that wants to buy 13 cases
Dad
of
joke
Barbies.
number 2.
Oh, and then...
What did Cinderella do when she got to the ball?
I don't know.
She choked. It was great to have you on the podcast, but shush, don't tell Mum. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. You've been a legend. I threw my phone on the floor. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for watching and listening on any of the platforms you listen to, or watch this on Spotify, audio, YouTube. Here she is. The devil child.
The little devil child.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my mother, and she'll be back for series 3. We'll get her on every series.
Yes, she will.
With more stories.
Christine, the drama queen, thanks so much for joining us here on the Don't Tell Mum podcast. For those of you who are watching, please just give this a 5-star rating. Share this with a friend, as Jamie likes to say. We love you loads, and we'll see you very soon.